Hello friends, in the last lecture we have seen the introduction of the solid. Now we are going to solve the basic problem of the solid. The given data is a square prism is given to you. The solid given to you is a square prism. We know that what is meant by prism, top and bottom surface as a plane figure. Here the name is given to you square, so top and bottom surface is a square connected by the rectangle. The base is given to you, the base of the square is given to you 40 mm, and height means axis length is given to you 65 mm. Then axis is inclined at 45 degree to the HP. You know that the inclination with HP is always denoted by theta. So theta is 45 degree, and edge of base is inclined to VP by 30 degree. Same as plane question, two inclinations will be given to you. In case of plane, the first inclination is of surface inclination and second one is of edge side or diagonal. Here the first inclination is axis inclination and the second one is of edge base and solid diagonal. The first step is draw reference line. From which view we are going to start? So in case of plane problem, we used to observe the surface inclination. If surface is inclined to HP, then we are going to start from the view appearing on the HP plane, that is the top view. In case of solid, you have to observe the inclination of the axis. Inclination of the axis, if axis is given inclined to HP, then for the first stage you have to assume that axis is perpendicular to HP and you are going to start from the view appearing on the HP plane. If it is given that axis is inclined to VP, then for the first stage you have to assume that axis is perpendicular to VP and you have to start with the view appearing on the VP plane, that is front view. In the present problem, the axis is given inclined to HP, so for that you are going to assume that axis is perpendicular to HP, hence we are going to start from the view appearing on the HP plane, that is the top view. If a square prism is given to you, this is a square prism. So A, B, C, D are the top corners and P, Q, R, S are the bottom corners. This is the axis. If you assume the axis is perpendicular to HP, then the top view of that square prism will be a square. In the top view, you may draw the square having two sides perpendicular to XY or two sides or all the four sides inclined to XY. So how we are going to draw? Second condition is given to you that the edge of base is on HP. If you want to take edge of base in HP, means what? You have to take that edge perpendicular to XY in the top view. So you have to draw the square by taking the two edges perpendicular to XY. So this is A, B, C, D, and bottom corners we used to give the names inside the diagram because they are invisible, PQRS, and this is axis O01. Then take the projections in the upward direction. This is a square SQ 40. Then take the projection in the upward direction. We are going to draw the front view of the base on the reference line because edge of base is in HP. Then take the projection of the axis. Axis height is given to you 65 mm. So mark 65 mm vertical distance, and the front view of this square prism will be a rectangle having dimension 40 by 65 mm. This height is given to you 65. This is axis. Axis you have to draw always with the help of center line. Then these are the top corners: A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash. This is P, Q, and R and S. Then in the same as plane, in case of plane we used to take the surface inclination in the second stage. Here you have to take the inclination of the axis. Axis is inclined to HP by 45 degree. At the same time, one edge of that base is on HP. So I am going to tilt this diagram front view on the right side, and by keeping this RS side on the XY. So mark here one point at approximate distance. This is R1 dash, S1 dash. Then draw a line incline at angle of, here inclination of the axis is given to you. So here you have to draw a line incline at angle of 90 minus inclination of the axis. So in this case the 90 and the inclination of the axis is 45 degree. So the angle is 45 degree. So from R1 dash S1 dash, draw a line incline at angle of 45 degree. Then take RP R dash P dash distance from the front view. Mark here, this point will be P1 dash Q1 dash. Redraw this diagram by taking the respective distances of the point. This is A1 dash, B1 dash, this is C1 dash, D1 dash. Also take the projection of the axis, distance of the axis, and draw axis. Show this inclination 45 degree. We are going to tilting this diagram front view on the RS edge, and at the same time the inclination of the axis is 45 degree. Then take the projections in the downward direction. This is for PQ, this is for RS, this is for AB, and this is for CD. Then take projections from the previous top view. This is point will be P1, this will be Q1, this will be R1, and this is S1. This is A1, B1, C1, and D1. Now we are going to complete this top view by observing this front view from the top. So initially you have to keep in mind that while solving a problem of solid, it may be in front view or it may be in top view, initially you have to complete the outline with the help of thick continuous dark line irrespective of the edges which are visible or not visible. Initially you have to complete the outline. So I am starting from PQ, QR, RB, BC, CD, DA, AS, and SP. This is the outline. Among these, the some of the edges may be invisible, but it is a rule that initially you have to complete the outline with the help of the continuous dark line irrespective of its visibleness or invisibleness. Then when you are observing from this front view, from the top side, this ABCD, that is top surface of the solid, is visible to you. So make the ABCD surface with the help of thick continuous line, the remaining AB line, while this surface is bottom surface, that is invisible. So S1 R1 line you have to draw with the help of dash line. Also take the projection of the axis. This point is O1, this point is O. In this way we are going to complete this top view. In the last stage, what is given to you? The edge of the base. Which edge of the base? The base edge which is in the HP, that is for this case RS. Why RS is in HP? Because its front view is on reference line. That RS edge makes an angle of 30 degree with VP. We know that inclination with the VP is always seen in top view. So draw a line incline at angle of 30 degree. Then mark this approximate point. This is S2 because we are going to draw this RS on this line. Then take S1 R1 distance. Mark here point. This point is R2. Then from S and R, draw lines perpendicular to this inclined line. Then take S1 A1 distance, mark point here. This point is A2. Then take S1 D1 distance, mark point here. This point is D2. Then take S1 P1 distance. This point is P2. Then draw lines from P2, A2, and D2 which are parallel to this 30 degree line. And here you have to complete. We are drawing the second stage top view with the same shape and dimension. Only difference is that R1 S1 is here perpendicular to XY. Here it is inclined to XY by 30 degree. Then this is A2, this point is B2, C2 and D2. This is P2, Q2, R2 and S2. Here AB is continuous line and SR is dotted line. Also take the projection or marking of the axis and draw axis with the help of center line. Then take projections in the upward direction. This is projector for D, this is projector for C, this is projector for C and D. So this point is C2 dash, this point is D2 dash. Then this is for A and B. This is B2 dash, this is A2 dash. Then this is for P and Q. This is P2 dash. This is Q2 dash. And R and S are on the reference line. So this is S2 dash and this is R2 dash. Now we are going to complete this front view by observing this top view from the bottom. The same rule, initially you have to draw the outline. You have to draw with the help of thick continuous dot line. From A2 I am starting A2 dash, P2 dash, it is outline. Then A2 dash, sorry, P2 dash, S2 dash, S2 dash, R2 dash, then R2 dash, C2 dash, then C2 dash, B2 dash, then B2 dash, A2 dash. In this way you have to complete the outline with the help of the continuous dot line. When you are observing from the bottom, here PQRS surface is nearer to the observer, so that is visible. So you have to draw the remaining lines of the PQRS surface with the help of the continuous dot line, while ABCD is away from the observer, that is invisible. So remaining lines of that ABCD surface you have to draw with the help of dash line, because invisible edges are denoted by dash line. Then what is remaining? AR line is QB line is remaining. This is Q2 dash, B2 dash. So Q point is visible to you. If a corner is visible to you, then all the lines going from that corner are visible. So that you have to draw with the help of the continuous dot line. While this D2 corner is invisible. It is away from the observer. So if a corner is invisible to you, then all the lines coming from that corner you have to draw with the help of dash line. Also take the projection of the axis and draw axis with the help of center line. In case of solid problem, for drawing the first stage, you have to see the inclination of the axis. If axis is inclined to HP, start from the view appearing on the HP plane and vice versa. Then while completing, initially you have to complete the outline with the help of the continuous dot line. Then also keep in mind that no two continuous lines cross each other or no two dash lines cross each other. I hope that you have understood this, and will come with the next problem soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.